guys, what's up? Happy Monday, happy Motivational Miss You Monday. Welcome to season 3, episode 3. Today's topic, we're going to talk about being kind to yourself, forgiving yourself, to stop being so hard on yourself and to give yourself grace. And this topic was brought to you by my friend Taylor Young. Her birthday was last week. She's a horror movie queen, loves The Walking Dead, loves writing fiction novels, so check her out. She's awesome. Her @'s gonna be somewhere in this video description. But yeah, she wanted to discuss this because sometimes we tend to beat ourselves up really hard when we reflect on like where we are in life currently, like who we are, the jobs that we have, the friends that we might have, and we may just be like, this isn't what I expected right now. Like, especially if you're a certain age, there's these expectations of, oh, if you're this age, you should be married and with kids, or you should be here in your career and everything. And so we can beat ourselves up really badly when it comes to expectations of where we should be in life. So how can we be kind to ourselves? How can we give ourselves grace? And sometimes how can we forgive ourselves from possibly like past mistakes that brought us to where we are? So here's some encouragement, some advice. Again, not the guru, but just some things that I've been like thinking about and processing as I ask the question of, how can we be kind to ourselves in moments like that? The first thing is that we have to remember that where we are is for a reason and for a purpose. And that's super cheesy and cliche, but it's true. And most of the time we don't know why we're in a season that we're in. Maybe it's a valley and you're like, why am I here? I've been here for a long time. Or maybe you do know why you're there because of a decision you made or something happened, and you can't see past where you are right now. And it's okay. You never know. Maybe it's for you to learn a lesson. Maybe it's for you to meet someone new, or maybe it's to let someone go. It's to align you and to bring you to a certain point in your journey. And so God has you there for a reason, and you may not know it, but you just have to really trust him wherever you are. And even in like a high point, you may be, doing great, but maybe you aren't grateful still for where you are, because maybe you feel like, oh, like I'm doing great, but I really want to be right here. Like, you never know why God has you at a certain place until later on. And so just trust that, you're there for a purpose and you're there for a reason. 2, you want to remember that your situation is unique. And you are unique, and you're not like anybody else. Everyone's got their own journeys and their own goals and their own dreams. And even if your dream is the same as someone else and they're in a different level set or skill set than you, like, it's okay. Like, don't sit there and be like, well, they're there, I should be there too. Like, maybe you shouldn't be there. Maybe your calling is somewhere else in that specific skill set or in that dream or whatever it is. So remember that your situation is unique and that God created you and your journey specifically for a certain purpose and ultimately to glorify him. 3 is, honestly, it isn't what you want. It isn't about what you want. My friend Taylor, who asked me to talk about this topic, she said, it's not about where you want to be, but it's about where he, meaning God, is calling you to be. And I think so many times we get so discouraged because it's like, I want this, I want the big house, I want a dog, I want a new apartment, I want a new job, and all this stuff. And sometimes it's not about what we want, but it's about what the Lord wants for us and what he has placed in our lives to teach us and to shape us and mold us into more of who we are supposed to become. And so I think we should definitely, in those times, even though it's hard because you don't want to let go of things that you've always dreamed of wanting and having, just trust that, again, that the Lord wants what's best for you. And he knows what's best for you. And so sometimes we just have to trust that, he's calling us in a certain way that's going to use our gifts and talents that he's given us, to be in the spot where we need to be. Even though we may think like, I'll never be there. Honestly, I never thought I was going to be a preschool teacher. I was like, teaching? What? Especially kids? No. But honestly, like, there are things in my life that I can look back on and see how the Lord was preparing me to be in children's lives. I don't know how long that'll be for. I don't know, whatever. But like right now I'm here. and I have a purpose right now to be there. I don't know what the ultimate goal is afterwards, but I mean, I'll just have to trust and see. The fourth thing is, don't be afraid to take steps forward. I think when we are too harsh on ourselves and we criticize ourselves, we tend to be like, okay, like, because I'm here, that means I can't get here, or I can't make these steps towards this goal. And so we stall ourselves and we paralyze ourselves and we can't move forward. But we should just take heart and know that, you know, we can go to God and just be like, God, this is what I want, and you know this is what I want. Maybe this isn't what you have for me, but I'm just going to give this to you, and I don't know how to move forward. And he will give you the grace and the wisdom to make the steps that you need to take. And sometimes you'll be like, I don't know if this is right, and maybe you'll take steps that you weren't supposed to, but the Lord will still work through those things, and he'll still teach you. It isn't like an all-in and then like, oh, like, if I make this decision, like, dreams will never come true, goals will never be made, and all this stuff. And so don't be afraid, and don't let your criticism of yourself paralyze you. 5, instead of criticizing yourself and who you are and where you are, think of like positive things. Think of things that you can be grateful for. Maybe it's the fact that you have a job that you could pay your rent with. Maybe it's the fact that you made new friends that you never would have made or never would have met if you hadn't been in this season in your life. Maybe it's a new, you know, a new idea or a new project or something that you never would have started had you not been in this position. So think of things that you can be grateful for, even in low seasons and in high seasons. Think of things that you're like, oh, you know, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be doing this, and this is a good thing, and this is a thing that's going to push me forward. Let's see. 6, remind yourself that you're only human. When it comes to forgiving ourselves, possibly for mistakes that we made that brought us to low points, or maybe like we lost an opportunity because of things we said, things we did. Make peace with your past, forgive yourself, say, okay, I made that mistake and it closed this door, but it doesn't mean another door can't be open, and it doesn't mean that I still can't do this other thing or whatever. And so just remember that you're human, you're gonna make mistakes, but like the Lord can still work through those mistakes. And the fact that he has already forgiven you for your sins, like, you can give yourself some grace. And the final thing is huge, which everyone says this, but you really want to stop comparing. Most of the time, if you're sitting there and you're like really harsh on yourself and you're criticizing yourself of where you are, what you're doing and stuff, you're possibly most likely looking at other people's lives and thinking, well, they're here, we're the same age, but they're farther in their career, they got engaged, they have a puppy, they whatever. And so we have to really check ourselves when it comes to comparing ourselves, be it social media, be it listening to a friend in person. If it's social media, then this is what I've had to do, like mute, block, unfollow for a season. The people that you find yourself being like, why can't I be like them? Because honestly, you don't know what that person had to go through in order for them to get where they are. And you don't know the valleys that they had to go through, the people they lost, the decisions they had to make that were really hard. And so don't compare your journey in your life and where you are to someone else, because you both have had to deal with different things in life. So, and if it's in person, if you're hearing a person talk about something, like, try your best to really be happy for that person, because you don't know what they've been through in order for that could be like the first big good news that they've had in like months or years or whatever. And so try to be happy for them. But yeah, those are the things that you want to do if you want to really encourage yourself and remind yourself that even though you may not be where you want to be right now, it's not impossible for you to reach there, and to just give yourself some grace, like cut yourself some slack. It's okay, like you can move forward. This is just for a season. Who knows how long the season will be, but the Lord still has you. So yeah, I hope that was encouraging and that you feel better if you are in that season, if you're thinking those things. If you liked this video, please hit that heart button or that thumbs up or wherever you are, Facebook, Instagram. If you also liked it, share it if you feel like a friend needs to listen to it. I do this every Monday night at 8 p.m. So yeah, if you have topics you want me to talk about, let me know. But other than that, I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye, guys.